Yo, what's going on? Today we're gonna start trying to do something a little different with the channel. So lately, I've been doing a lot of vlogging, a lot of showing y'all a lot of day-to-day what I have going on throughout, my life as a trucker, real estate investor, mutual fund investor, everyday life man, family man, whatever. I've been vlogging that stuff, right? Which I'm still gonna do it. But in order for me to grow this channel, in order for me to actually give people that actually watch my channel some information, and so they can actually get some out of it instead of just watching me and getting entertained or watching me, whatever, I need to start making videos about different interests and different things people may want to know, like things like how to go about doing this, how much does this need to be, like different how-to type videos, right? And with that being said, so I'm gonna try to at least integrate at least one video a week, most likely gonna be dropped on like every Monday, a video of something that's like some kind of informative video that's going to help, somebody in some type of field, whether it's trucking, real estate, mutual funds, or something. If I have information, I have knowledge or whatever it is, something I learn, I'm gonna try to make a video about it so I can start adding them, and they won't be as long as my vlog videos. These will probably be like 10 to 15, 20-minute videos, depending on the topic. And like today, I think today video is gonna be pretty much going over the nine different jobs or trucking gigs that pay the most money. We talking about from like ice road trucking, hazard trucking, tanker trucking, being an owner operator, luxury fleet trucking, like different little sections like that. I'm gonna try to go over them and what they entail and what the kind of money they may pay. Things could be changed. So like depending on when you watch this video, these could be more or less, just depends. So anyway, if you find out any other stuff I'm saying and you more entertained, just keep watching, and have a lot to come. So yeah, pretty much that's what we're doing, man. We're trying to change the game up and trying to actually add some value so we can grow. I can now be able to provide things for you guys, whatever like that. So like I said, team cash flow is still team cash flow. We still doing what we do. Cash flow tie here. So let's just stay tuned to the video, and like I said, I'm gonna keep on going what's going on. All right. Okay, so here we go. So most likely if you're watching this video, you want to get into trucking, you're already into trucking, you have some kind of interest that have to do with, just I guess have something to do in the trucking field, right? So a lot of people, like even myself, wanted to get into trucking because, it seems like you can make some decent money into it. It didn't seem like it was too difficult to get on. It didn't take a long time to actually get into it. It's like one of the actual careers that you don't have to like go to school for 4 years or however many years and then have to hope to get a job if you can get one in this field. This type of field, you can go, they have schools that's in trucking that you can go to school and have your license and be working in 3 weeks or maybe even less. You know what I'm saying? In 3 weeks, so 21 days you could be doing something that you didn't do 21 days prior. That's kind of how trucking is. Is that, depending on the type of thing you're trying to get in. So people are interested in it, especially now especially with the internet and with more people giving out more information. You see Instagram, you see a lot of drivers on there, showing, how they're living and what trucking's done for them. If you're following one of the Facebook groups or anything, you get to see that, oh, I'm getting tired of working in this plant, or I'm getting tired of being a school teacher, I'm getting tired of, whatever, being whatever it is that someone does, they may get tired of doing and they want to try something different. It may be a little different, but maybe it'll make a lot more money and they may be able to change their life. So with that being said, a lot of people look into trucking as one of those things, and see trucking, you can get into trucking and make some really good money. You know what I mean? But I want to let y'all know, off the rip, most people that go into trucking, especially if you go into one of those schools like I was talking about that you can get in 3 weeks and have you driving within 21 days, most likely if you go to one of them, most likely that you're not going to be making the money that you think you're going to make. Most of the time those schools, and they may tell you that it's free to go to the school, but really it's not really free. A lot of times they make you work for them for 2+ years in order to pay all that money back that they use to train you in school. And on top of that, most likely you're going to get paid by the mile. So a lot of times, I know when I got started, I didn't go to one of those three-week schools. I went to a nine-week school in South Carolina, where I'm from, which was a great school, Greenwood Tech trucking school. Amazing school. But when I got started driving, I had a bad driving record. Meaning I had tickets. I had 3 tickets on me. So most companies didn't want me on their insurance because it's gonna make the insurance go skyrocket. So I had to wait for one of those tickets to fall off in order to get hired somewhere. And when one of those tickets fell off, I ended up getting hired at one of the worst companies there is that people say it is, which is Swift. And they were paying like 26 cents a mile, right? So just imagine if you do the math on it. I can't do it off the top of my head right now, but y'all do it for me, where you can like get out here and you're gonna drive 2,000 to, let's say say you're gonna drive 2,000 to 3,000 miles a week. If you get 25 cents a mile, see if you can get 25 cents a mile and you drive 2,000 miles a week, how much money are you gonna make on that? You know, maybe I'll be able to put that number in the edits or something, because I really can't do it off the top of my head. But 2,000, 3,000 miles, what you're gonna drive with for 25 cents a mile. So when you're doing that, it's kind of like, you know, you're doing that, you think you're gonna get this big check, but it's not. You're like, dang, I'm making less where I came from, or I'm making as much money as I can make here or whatever, right? So a lot of times people get discouraged, they end up quitting right away. They're like, oh no, this ain't for me, and they get out of it. I knew the bigger picture. I knew that when I got started, I planned on going from there. Like I had in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go here, do what I gotta do for these 3 years, and then I'm gonna try to get a better job. I'm gonna make sure I keep my license clean and all that stuff, so that I can get a better job. That was the plan at first. But when I got into it, I messed around and you know, meet someone, and they got me on a gig here in Atlanta where I was getting paid, you know, a good salary. So my story wasn't like most people, but anyway, I'm getting off track from the video. The purpose of this video is to kind of show you different lanes of trucking that you can get into, what kind of money can be made. And I can already let you know, most truckers that get into trucking starting nowadays, this is 2021, you probably can go into trucking and you probably can make about $40,000, $50,000 getting into it, maybe a little less depending on what school you went to. If you end up looking up and you end up getting a really good job, like right out the bat, you can make 65, 70,000. I've never met anybody that I like that's been driving in the last 10, 15 years that started off as a driver and went somewhere and they was making that type of money. Most people, like I said, they go from that 35. I know I was one of those 35,000 guys. Go from 35 to 50. That's kind of that range. But you have the potential, depending on what you end up doing with it, to make so much more. So you know, so right now 35 to 50 range. If you're just trying to get in and you're trying to go work for like a basic company that'll hire you to get you some experience, because that's all this is really for right now, is just get the experience, get the thing under your belt, so you can kind of know what you're doing and you kind of get out there and do something better. So yeah, you have different little things, right? So we're gonna start with, like, if you ever heard of ice road trucking. So just like the TV show, ice road trucking, right? That's one of the most high paid as far as going to get a job, trucking jobs you can get, right? Ice road trucking, you can make probably $30,000 to $80,000 in just a season. You know what I mean? So that's like 3 months. You know what I mean? So you can go, you know, think about making $80,000 in 2 to 3 months that you can make. But that's like one of the most dangerous jobs it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever watch that TV show, it's probably just like that. Like, I don't have no interest on ever doing anything like that. I enjoy watching it, but I don't have no interest in driving. I don't even drive when it snow now. Like, just here in Georgia, if it's snow in Georgia, I ain't about to get on the road. That's just because I have that luxury, and I don't want to. It's kind of like, you know, I don't even want to drive my car, you know, if it's snow in my driveway. You know what I'm saying? All right, so like an ice road trucker can make between $30,000 to $40,000 in just 3 months. I mean, that's that's pretty decent money. It's like, you know, $10,000, $12,000, $13,000, $15,000 a month. You know what I mean? That's like some decent bread. You know what I'm saying? They can make that type of money. That's like makes them one of the highest paid, like, company type drivers that can get, you know, make type money. Because of course you can go be an owner operator and do different things and make more money than that, especially if you like grow a fleet. But as far as to go work for a company or go work somewhere, a ice road trucker can make $30,000 to $40,000 within like 3 months, because they only work throughout the seasons most of the time, right? But these drivers, like, they like drive across the roads in like Canada. They deliver goods to miners, and they, you know, it's really dangerous. The roads are super crazy. You gotta really be skillful to do that type of job. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be like, oh, I got my CD, I'm gonna go like apply for this. No, you gotta really be an amazing driver. You gotta be really skillful. You gotta really know how to handle that steering wheel. Like, if you have the right qualifications and get hired, ice road trucking, although seasonal, can be like really lucrative. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely can be lucrative. They can make some big bucks if you're really into that thing. So it's something, if you're into that, that's something you probably need to study. You know, that's something you may want to look into, on what the qualifications, what do I need to know, where do I need to go move to, where, like, how do I get into this? Watch the show Ice Road Truckers. That'll probably help you also. So yeah, that's the first one we're gonna go with. Ice road trucker can pay some really decent bucks as far as going to work for a company, ice road trucker company. Yep. Okay, next up is gonna be hazmat hauling. Hazmat hauling is another dangerous, job that they have, because you're gonna be hauling mostly like hazmat material, like chemicals, gas, anything that can like explode and just blow up on fire. But they're gonna pay more money. You're gonna always get more money for the more dangerous, more difficult job. They're not gonna pay you. They're not gonna pay you less. They're gonna pay you more to do that type of stuff, right? So normally when you get this type of job, you definitely have to have your hazmat endorsement. You have to have a hazmat endorsement in order to do that. And I think every driver, pretty much, if you're gonna be driving and you going down there to DM, you might as well just take the hazmat test anyway. You know what I mean? Take it anyway, get it on your endorsement just in case. You know what I mean? You may not want to do it, but if you're gonna do hazmat or type of driving, you should have you got to have your hazmat door. That's the only way to do it, right? And I think hazmat, you could probably definitely get a job and starting out, to my straight out the gate, you probably start out making $50,000 to $70,000. Well, definitely start making 50, being a hazmat, maybe 70 nowadays. But I know when I got started driving, 11 years ago, like hazmat, if you go get a job, hazmat, being a rookie, you can make about $50,000. So, okay, so the next one is team driving. That's something that I'm not a fan of, because I like my space. But a lot of people get into trucking and they come in. They may come in with a friend, they may come in with a spouse, may come in with a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, some kind of lover, something like that, and they want, or a friend, whatever, but some kind of family member, and become doing this team driving. Most of the time, team driving is just like when you look at a band or a group or a duo or a group in music. Most of the time they'll be starting off straight, but they won't last a lot of times. It's hard to team drive for a long period of time with somebody, because you're right there with somebody, unless it's like a spouse or something like that. You're right there with somebody all the time, and y'all fighting over who's going to drive first, who's going to drive last, or how long this person's going to drive, and then the money come, it ain't, it's just a whole big thing. But of course, I don't have any actual physical, I have a little experience when I had to get trained, or when I had to train somebody. And even that little time, I hated every bit of it. I did everything I could and did a great job, I feel like, as a trainer, but I hated it. I just did it. I just know how to demonstrate what I'm doing. And that's why they always had me train all the guys. And I made some really great friends throughout training when I was working at Swift. I used to train guys on intermodal at Swift. You know what I'm saying? Hated every bit of it, but I met some really great guys. All of them. I met some really great guys and girls. But yeah, a lot of people, training, that team driving and stuff like that, it's not for me. Could be for you, but it's for you. You can possibly, you and your partner can possibly get in, and y'all can make some really decent money. Because one thing about when you're team driving, those wheels are always turning, which means you always can be making money. Depending on what company you go with, depending on the situation, you can make some decent money team driving across the country if that's something that you're really into. Let's go on to the next. Here we go. This is more of my lane, because this is what I actually do. So here you have owner-operator jobs, right? And you have two types of owner-operators. Well, maybe more, but these are the two types I know. You have the one that's like me, that's an owner-operator who is leased on to a carrier, which means the carrier takes a piece of what is going on, meaning the carrier provides the loads, the carrier provides the equipment as far as a trailer. I provide my truck, I maintain my own truck. That carrier maintains those trailers and maintains the paperwork and a lot of stuff like that. So that means you don't get the whole pie. Meaning, let's say we do something, the carrier gets a percentage and you get a percentage of what you done. Okay, then you have an owner operator that has his own authority, which means he is his own carrier. He pretty much has his own trailer. If he's power only, he has his own truck, and he rents or leases, or he finds other trailers to move, or he hauling chassis or something. So a owner operator who has his own authority definitely has the potential to make a lot more than the small fry local joker owner operator like me. You know what I mean? He has the potential. He also has a lot more responsibility. He has a lot more. He has to do everything that a normal company or a normal carrier would have to do for their driver. They have to do that. But he has that more of a potential to make a whole lot more money. So it's always an up and a down, but that's what it is. I choose to because of everything I have going on. I like my situation, and I like my partnership with XPO. Yes, I'm still XPO, so I like that partnership. I choose to be a owner operator that's leased onto a company, because I could still do the same thing that a person with the authority. I mean, I could put other drivers under me and we all can do the same thing, which I still have plans on continuing to do, but that's why I choose to do that. So, but you can make a lot of money. Like even me right now, I'm right now solo dolo, just with my one truck right now. And lately, if y'all been watching my past few videos, y'all been seeing like I've been able to do loads where I can make $8,000 to $1,000 in a day pretty easily now, because I've kind of figured my lane. I know where to get the fuel. I know which loads to do and which loads not to do. And I only do dropping hooks, so it means I can go there as long as I can go get the load, take it to where it's going, drop it, come back, get another load, do something like that, come back, maybe do one more before and be able to do all that within my 11 to 14 hours. I can make $8,000 to $1,000 a day, and by doing that, I can make a whole lot of money. You're gonna work a lot more, which I don't mind doing, but you can make a whole lot of money that way, you know. So you gotta imagine a owner operator with his own authority. Let's say he's doing the same thing I'm doing. Most loads I do, what it pays as a round trip, they can make on one way. That's kind of how it is. A owner operator with his own authority can make what a lease to own driver can make doing a round trip. They can make in one way trip. They just gotta be able to find something to come back, if they can find something, because that's the difficult part. But if you can you can figure that out and manage that, that's how you make the big bucks. All right, let's go on to the next. So private fleet type owner companies, right? And when they say what is a private fleet type owner company, a private fleet owned type company is a company like Walmart. See, Walmart is probably one of the largest private fleet owned companies, meaning that company as a privately owned company that hires they hire their own drivers to move their own freight. Pretty much they have so much stuff going on that they need to hire someone to move their stuff around. It's a company like Walmart. Walmart was my dream job when I was in trucking school. Like I always wanted to work for Walmart. One of my instructors had retired from Walmart. I forgot how long he worked there, but when he retired, he told me he retired making like $125,000 a year. And that was so impressive to me, because in 2010, $125,000, a six-figure job. I mean, you got to think a $50,000 job at that time to me was a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking, when I met him and he was telling me about that, I was like, that's the job I want. So that was my goal, to be able to go do what I gotta do, work 3 years, get a job at Walmart, and I was gonna work there my whole life. I was gonna make $80,000 and work my whole $80,000 to $100,000 and retire when I was gonna retire when I turned like 70 or something like that. That's kind of how I used to think. I'm gonna go work at Walmart and work there my whole life, save money up, buy me a Benz, and retire at like 60 or 70 years old and be a millionaire, have $1 million. It's crazy how I hate to say I was small-minded. That's all I knew at the time. Yeah, I think that's all I really knew, and I didn't really know what I know now. It's so crazy. If I would have done that, man, I would probably hate myself, because it's so crazy how easy it is now to like super blow past that easily. You know, like I said, I just told you that like I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I'm doing it on an average level, and I can make $8,000 to $1,000 in a day. You know what I mean? Versus, you know, you go, you know, so that's, you see, kind of see what I'm saying. But that's one way to do it. Get with a private, you know, get hired onto a private company to get you to move their freight to. So like I said, Walmart is one of those companies that pay really good money to their drivers. Like Walmart pays for everything. Walmart pays when you're in a sleeper. It pays when those wheels are turning. They pay when, like, they just pay for everything. That's like one of the best company jobs out there. One of the most strict company jobs out there. Means you gotta do your thing. You gotta really be on your stuff. But they pay great money, from what I've always heard. Let's go on to the next. All right, so here we go with number 4. Number 4, we got oversized, you know, haulers, meaning, you know how you'll see those trucks on the road. They might be hauling like a mobile home. They might be hauling some big equipment, or hauling just something humongous, and they probably getting escorted. Them dudes make some big bucks. You know what I mean? Like, that's like I said, that's like another job. You gotta have experience with hauling that. You can't just go apply and they gonna hire you. Like, you gotta have experience, and it's just a skillful job to have. That's why they have a competitive pay. So people like that, and those that do those, most time you see them guys are six-figure. Those are six-figure jobs most of the time. Like, if they're not making 6 figures, then it really ain't no point to do it. And also, them guys can do, like, I think I've heard, depending on the situation, they can do like, I think like 4 loads, you know, four loads a year and make a great living. You know what I mean? Depending on the company, depending on where you're located at, and depending on like I said, just the situation. But oversized load hauling is some really good money where you can make 6 figures in. Let's go on. Okay, so the next one is something I'm just now learning, but they say they just right up there with the ice road trucking, and that is like mining industrial trucking. So like mining industrial trucking requires talented drivers to be able to take materials such as coal safety to the mines up to the surface, and you got to be able to watch out for like different like bumps, because you can like collapse, and it's just super dangerous. But they pay just about as much as an ice road truck, and it's about almost as dangerous besides you having to maneuver from the ice roads. But you got to be able to be skillful, you got to be able to maneuver that truck, and you got to be able to watch out for like things, and you got to be able to handle that material the right way, or everything else is going to go to like, you know what. But mining industrial trucking is something you should look into if you want to like learn like what's some of the highest paying trucking jobs I can get into. That would be one of the particular ones. So ice road trucking and mining are 2 of the most dangerous but highest paying if you're into that dangerous life. And there's another one, bonus one, that I'm going to talk about that I heard about. I don't know if it's still the same way, but I remember when I was in trucking school, someone came to school and they were like, if you guys want to make some real money, go over to Iraq or go over to one of those places overseas and drive trucks for them, which is super dangerous, for 2 years, and you can make, I want to say, you said you can make like I want to say, well, at that time I thought it was a lot of money, but I want to say they said like $175,000 a year going up there driving trucks, you know, making sure you watch out for scorpions, watch out for, you know, things on the ground that explode and all of that stuff like that. I had no interest in that because I was like, man, I ain't trying to go over there and get stuck and get shot, you know all that stuff. So, but that's one thing, and that's something I heard. So those are 10 different things that I've lined out on this video that you can go do to make money in trucking. Or and that's pretty much make money in trucking as far as being behind the wheel. Now there's other ways to make money in trucking, which you don't have to be behind the wheel. You can be the person that's, hiring the people to drive your trucks to do these different things. But this pretty much was for people that are looking for which industry make the most money, which field can I get in trucking to make the most money, what kind of money can be made. And you notice when I said all this stuff, everything is kind of around the same thing as far as like, you're looking at 60,000 up to 125,000 as far as, on the low end high on the company, and the high end of a company. Meaning you're not gonna really go to a company and make more than 125, and you're not gonna really go to a good company and make less than 60. You know what I mean? Because all the starter companies you're gonna make 30 to 50, and or you can just go be an owner operator, and find your lane, and do what you want to do and make 250. You know what I mean? Because there's owner operators that are over the road that can make 250,000 plus with one truck by themselves. You know what I mean? They can go do that. There's so many different ways to make money in trucking. It's just so lucrative. And I'm happy I got into it. Most of the time I'm using my trucking funds to turn around, and I use them to turn around and put it into real estate. And I turn around and use my real estate earnings and turn around and put it into mutual funds. And I turn around and take my mutual funds thing and just let it sit there and just let it grow. Because I had, so I need to get to that point where I need to start enjoying myself too, which I'm trying to work on, but I definitely ain't doing it right now with everything inflated. I ain't buying nothing while stuff is inflated. I think it's ridiculous. The inflation right now is ridiculous. People are paying overpriced for cars. They're paying overpriced for trucks. I refuse to do that because that's just how I am when it comes to that type of stuff. I ain't paying overpriced for nothing, because all that stuff is going to eventually come down. It's not going to always keep going up. So anyway, if y'all felt this video was informative and it helped y'all out, or if y'all know something that I left out and y'all want to add it to help the people who actually watch these videos, also put it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we love to read comments. I love to read comments. I love to reply to comments. I try to reply to all the comments, the ones that are especially the ones, and if the ones are negative, I'm not replying to. I'm not gonna argue with somebody online. Just you have your opinion. But if you ask me a question, I'm probably gonna reply and give you a response. And also, if you felt like this video was good, like the video for me, because when you like the video, it helps YouTube algorithm and makes them kind of want to or share this video with someone. Subscribe, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get my monetization up, so I got my 1,000+ subscribers. I just got to get my view time up, and I got to make more videos like this so people can actually view them and actually get something out of them. So I have a lot more of these coming. Just got to come up with topics and talk about different things that I might have studied or learned by. Also, if you haven't noticed, in a lot of my videos, there's always going to be a message behind me on this board. And on this board, you can see the message that I have behind me. I don't have to say it. You can kind of read it out, but it always will be some kind of, and it may not have nothing to do with the video. It just may just be one little message. Always I have something like that on this board. It could be the same one, maybe something different. Not sure, but that's just something to kind of like take note when I'm making these type of videos. But anyway, Cash Flow Ty, that's me representing for Team Cash Flow. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all checking the video out. Like I said, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell whenever, so y'all can know when a new video is up. All right, I'm out, gone.